So as the consummate procrastinator, I also wanted to put it off a few more minutes. Sorry about that. So I also happened to put this speech off until the last minute or so. But then again, how do you put together thoughts of what you want to say to someone you call for short, my sweet, wonderful girl that I love? While I feel that a bat mitzvah isn't a celebration of who you are as much as a celebration of who you will become, it's still an opportunity not to pass up, to kvel a little. Daddy and I are so proud of you, Dahlia, not just today, but every day. You worked so hard to prepare for your bat mitzvah. You did a beautiful job leading Friday night services, as well as giving 2 speeches, well, one to come. And when Dahlia thought about how she wanted to connect to her bat mitzvah in a Jewish way, not just a party, she said she wanted to learn Friday night davening, or prayers. It turned out to be a wonderful and challenging undertaking. Thank you so much, Jessie, you behind the post, for being super patient and having amazing teaching skill, and as we've mentioned also on Friday night, also patient. Dahlia's davening connects to what originally stood out for her about this week's Torah portion, Akev, that all that we have is through Hashem, and what a perfect way it was to start her bat mitzvah, by davening or praying to Hashem and praising Hashem in song. So Dahlia has been thinking about God for a long time, and I looked back through her baby book about some things that she thought about God. When she was 4, I tucked her in and I left her room and she says, "Mommy." I said, "What?" She goes, "Does Hashem wear underwear?" Another time, "Does he make us talk? Does he make our mouths move? Does he make us walk?" And my personal favorite from when she was 5, which I shared the other night, but you never heard this before, "I want to go to that brick wall in Chicago." "What wall?" "The one where you put the notes into Hashem." "Oh, the Kotel in Israel?" "Yeah, want to know what I'd write?" And then she whispers, "That all my cousins and family stay together." I said, "What does that mean?" She said, "Hashem will know," and she rolled over and sucked her thumb and went to sleep. Dahlia, I know that Daddy and I hope that you see that all the hard work that you put into your bat mitzvah preparation shows you how hard work and grit, as the psychologists like Angela Duckworth say today, can lead to such a feeling of accomplishment. Remember, Daniel? And to achieving whatever goals you set out for yourself. Dahlia, someone once mentioned that you have sunshine inside you. And that stuck with me as a great description of who you are. Your inner joy and excitement about everything that you face will help you with all the challenges that we all face in life. And even though your studying for your bat mitzvah has now ended, this symbolizes a new beginning for you and a new level of understanding of Judaism and your place in the world as a Jewish woman. We have no doubt that you will continue to improve the lives of others in meaningful and impactful ways, just as you did with your project for Leket with Ayla and Rebecca, as you'll talk about later. And that we hope you recognize, celebrate, and cherish your special qualities as gifts from God to be used wisely and responsibly. To borrow from Dahlia's comments for Friday night, she was very excited when she found out that Shema, essential prayer in Judaism, was part of the Torah portion this week. She said that the Shema was one of the tefillot, or prayers, she really appreciated. And the reason I think this was because we say it every night at bedtime, right before she goes to sleep. I said this with Dahlia every night since she was born, whether she's at my house or not. And in this week's Parsha, the 2nd paragraph of the Shema is mentioned. Moshe says these verses to Bnei Israel when they're getting ready to cross into the land of Israel. In Moshe's speech, he wants to impart all of his wisdom to the people before they start their new lives in Israel. It says we need to put Shema on your heart and your soul. Physically, it's in the tefillin that some men put on every day, and in the mezuzah, which graces many of our doorways, and Dahlia never misses the opportunity to kiss. This section of the prayer says we should teach and discuss it with our children all the time, and this has been passed on through generations of Jewish people. And isn't that what parents want to do? Teach our children? Isn't it? This is what I've tried to do with Dahlia, and what I hope for her, to connect to her Judaism both emotionally and intellectually. Shema is my go-to prayer when there's turbulence on a plane, if someone scary is walking down the street. And I know many sages who were martyred in times of persecution said the Shema as their final words. But what I also just learned, you want to know what I just learned? Okay, I'll tell them. Is that Shema is something that is also said at times of great joy. How perfect. When we spoke with a friend and we asked what he was thinking as he stood under the chuppah of his daughter's wedding, he said he was thinking about the Shema. In Bereshit, Genesis, it says that Joseph, after not seeing his father for so long, fell on his neck and wept for a long time. But Jacob, his father, didn't. Why didn't he? Was he callous? Did he not like Joseph as much as it seems in the Torah? No. Our sages said he was reciting the Shema. Dahlia said last night, 2 nights ago, that she is now connecting to the Shema in a more spiritual way. I understand it's now Dahlia's responsibility to pass on the values of Judaism and the lessons she learned from Shema, and I know she will. And while she thinks she's too old to be tucked in and say the Shema with her mother, she's not. Tough luck, Dahlia. Friday night, I had the opportunity to thank the women of the West Orange community, and I want to thank some individual people now. Thank you to Barbara for always being there for me, even when you're planning your own daughter's bat mitzvah next week. Thank you to Shira Vickers-Fox for calling and offering your help and going out of your way to be a wonderful, supportive friend. And thank you to Adina Lauer for doing the same thing. And to Tzedek, who is the montage expert this afternoon. I can't tell what time it is anymore. Thank you to all my friends, and I'm so lucky to have friends from near and far here today. Thank you, Linda Tweedles, for coming to help and being my right-hand woman. Thank you for Adina Sussman for flying in like 3 seconds ago from Israel, and all of you for being here to celebrate this milestone with us. Thank you to Gregory for being a wonderful co-parent, and I know you're as proud as I am of Dahlia today. I'm so grateful that my parents are here as they support what I do every day. My grandmother spoke at my bat mitzvah, and what a wonderful, wonderful gift it is to have my mother speak at Dahlia's, and my father who spoke on Shabbos. So much of my life and my life itself would literally have been impossible to do without my parents. There are no words for what they've done for me and Dahlia. Thank you to my family for being here from around the world. Without you, my steering committee, how would I ever be able to make a decision? Dove, thank you for 2.5 wonderful years of marriage, and where Dahlia is concerned, truly accepting her and supporting me in my parenting and all I do. Here's to 7.5 more years. Inside joke. Thank you to Dove's parents, Tammy and Kenny Chels, for always treating Dahlia like a bonus grandchild. These pages, oh, that was loud. Thank you to Dove's children for being here today, and for all of Dove's family who has become my family as well. Thank you to Kushner Academy for the well-rounded education they continue to provide to Dahlia, and all the excellent educators that have truly known Dahlia and helped her succeed. Thank you to Rabbi and Rebbetzin Spivak for being here today and making this end of West Orange as awesome as the AAB J&D side, where I spent over 7 years with Dahlia. Dove and I are so happy to be a part of this Torah community. Thank you as well to each and every one of you for being here and enhancing our celebration and sharing our joy at my sweet, wonderful girls' bat mitzvah. Yeah.